So cheating is technically good and marriage is technically bad. That's an idea I know most Americans will refuse, if not misunderstand. See, by societal standards, cheating is fine. That's why most singers and rappers bring it up in their rhymes. It's all in the memes, it's all in the vines. Cheating is actually not all that bad if you're just having a fun time. Cheating is bad when it leads to real crime or somebody feeling belittled or actually pushed to the point of crime. Cheating only becomes an issue when it becomes something worth denying. When cheating is treated like a rule of taboo, it becomes something worth defying. Don't mind me in my rhyming. So all jokes aside, in my opinion, legal marriage is fake. It's literally something that social media and the government has turned into something that is absolutely everything but sacred. Marriage is literally like two people voluntarily challenging each other to a long-term game of chicken. Some people even add extra shit to the racetrack and make an obstacle course by getting a prenup first. A prenup before a long-term game of chicken. In my eyes, in my perception, and that's just my opinion, okay? Legal marriage is like, I own you under the eyes of God and the eyes of the government. You must live to my standards and expectations. You can never allow yourself to physically admire or be attracted to another human ever again. No matter how many Spank Me Daddy songs you hear, or how much booty you see on the internet, or how nice that buff guy looks on the cologne commercial, you are never allowed to be attracted to anything besides me. Ever again. Ever. And if you do, you have sinned in the eyes of God and the government. You a dirty, perverted person, and you should get banned from the church you got married in, and the home you was built in, and the kids should hate you, and you can't pet the dog no more. Folks really take that shit to an extreme. They do. Cheating is also one of the common causes behind domestic violence. Like, there are for real men and women who actually believe that they have the right to place their hands on their partner based off the actions that their genitals took. They do. Sometimes it don't even have to be cheating. Sometimes we've all heard of domestic violence cases where one partner became aggressive or violent simply on the mere idea that their partner cheated on them. We didn't all heard this story, wife washes hands or wife starts washing dishes, ring falls down the drain, husband starts panicking. No! How will people know she's married without the ring? Without that damn ring, motherfuckers literally expect their partner to lose like 40% capacity and capability to be faithful. If that ain't some imaginary Green Lantern Lord of the Rings superstition, I swear. Y'all heard of Lord of the Rings? Where all the make-believe people was fighting over the make-believe ring with the make-believe powers? Anyway, anybody with a functioning non-cult brain knows that the position of the ring on their partner's finger has nothing to do with the position of the genitals between their legs. And yet, for whatever reason, we do the same thing. Like, wearing a ring is just like saying, don't walk under a ladder, don't break glass, it's 7 years bad luck. It's literally the same. We treat it the same way. We for real pretend that our partner wearing this ring creates some kind of anti-cheat barrier of some sort. Which hand is it? Is it this one? Is it this finger? Ring on? I'm faithful. Ring off. I'm promiscuous now. It's stupid. It's a game. It's just like Monopoly. It's just like follow Clubhouse rules. It's literally, it's a game though. And the government charges you for it too. Like, think about that. The government charges people to be in long-term devoted relationships. And we have the audacity to call it holy matrimony. First, you got to buy a chicken license. Marriage license. You got to pay for that. Then you got to rent a place to perform this pre-chicken race ritual. You know what I'm saying? Most people go for it. Most people give money to the church for them to be able to rent it for their weddings. Holy. But yeah, you got to pay for that too. Then you got to pay for the decor, the gowns, the tuxes, for the grooms and the maids and the brides. And then the best man, his whole posse. You gotta get food, you gotta pay for food because some people will object to your whole wedding just sheerly off of being hungry and they feel like that's gonna be your whole relationship. Then you gotta pay for wedding after services or folks gonna say y'all boring. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay for a game of dart and tag for everybody to go to after y'all get married so folks know that y'all have fun in y'all relationship. But before you even do all that, you gotta buy the damn ring. You gotta start with this stupid ass piece of metal. So let's say you go through all that. Let's not count the dollars up, right? You go through all that. You on a honeymoon. You got to buy that too. The next day, your partner go out and cheat on. Who you mad at? Let me ask you again. So say you go through the whole wedding, the whole after ceremony. You paid all this money and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You on a honeymoon. Your partner step out the next day and they cheat on you. Who you mad at? Is you mad at your partner because all this material shit didn't control their genitals and keep them from, you know what I'm saying, activating? Or are you mad at yourself for believing that all this material shit has something to do with the level of loyalty y'all built together? Or the communication that y'all had? Who you mad at? Think about that. Oh, and don't break up and think about legally separating. Government want money for that too. The fact that we as a society, and this is my opinion, the fact that we as a society feel like that we have to involve the government and the church just to validate to ourselves and to society that this person that I am in a relationship is going to be devoted and faithful to me kind of already pre-iterates how much confidence we have in relationships as a whole. I hope you caught that. Anybody who need all that shit I just mentioned just to practice being loyal to you probably didn't intend on doing that for you anyway. Anybody that need that whole 9 yards just to practice and enjoy being devoted and loyal to you, you know what I'm saying, learning to, because perfection don't happen overnight. Anybody that need all that just to practice that shit, you can do better. Loyalty, devotion, affection, compassion, all the shit, all the wholesome shit that we willingly give to the plants and the pets and the babies, all that shit is free. And that's genuinely all the shit you need to build a solid relationship. But that don't stop people from saying stupid shit like this. I know y'all heard some of these stupid ass quotes before. I don't see no ring on your finger. And like in the ring on my finger. Imaginary ass rules that say you don't owe him devotion. You don't owe her trust. Because you ain't got a piece of fucking metal on your finger. You gotta have the metal right there first. No metal? No devotion. Oh, my mama, that sounds just like slavery to me. I don't care what brand of metal it is. How can the Green Lantern fight off infidelity without the ring? That's where all the relationship toxicity come from that everybody keep making memes about and shit. Because everybody wants to control and dominate their relationship and their neighbor's relationship instead of being in harmony in any of their relationships. Except the celebrities and the porn stars, them the only ones to get it. The rest of us down here, we over here fighting. Don't even make me say for what. Sonic coin. Folks be want to control the relationship even without the ring too. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, some people say that's worse. You know what I'm saying? Getting cheated on without having a ring on. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's even worse. In my head, it's cheaper. So being devoted and being faithful without that motherfucker for that same way of thinking is cheaper too, right? Think about that. But you know what really do make cheating bad? You know what I'm saying? Even compared to marriage, you know what do make cheating bad? It don't be the sex. People don't be upset about the sex. The average human does not get upset that their partner used somebody else as a sex toy. What makes people upset is the notion that they've been deceived, you know what I'm saying? Or they've been made a mockery of. They've been made to look like something simplistic or stupid by someone that they're supposed to be placing all their confidence in. Everybody has carnal desires. I'm going to say that again. Everybody has carnal desires. Everybody has fantasies. That's normal and human as hell. Okay? But if you have to degrade your partner's devotion to you, their intelligence, or your own kingdom just to pursue or fulfill a fantasy, you might not be on king or queen level yet. You might still be one of them handsome princes or pretty princesses that's willing to burn up their whole damn empire for the sake of having a piece of playtime. The Saudi party is, you probably could have communicated that you needed some excitement without burning up the bridges of the village. Life hack. Tell your partner you cheating right before or right after you do it. Eliminate the possibility of shock, especially public shock where other people are looking. Without the shock, there's less of an emotional impact, first of all. Babe, I want to go hit that.
What?
Yup, the one, yup. Aquina, yup. I want to go hit that. No, I don't want to start a relationship with her. Calm down, I'm just trying to be honest. You gonna hear me out. You gonna hear me out. If you don't want to be with me because of that, I totally respect that. Because I really do love you enough to let you go. Especially if that's what's going to make you happy. I respect your feelings and I value your trust in me. But whether we separate or we don't, I'm fucking that. The insecure partner, the one that takes the offense to the extreme, they go lash the fuck out. I'm letting you know what they go do. They might stomp around, they might scream, they might even throw some shit at you, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, even them, they go do what the calm, sound-minded individual would do. A sound-minded partner go look at you and they go ask you, what's in it for me if I let you go do you while we stay, so said, exclusive? And it's a totally fair question, right? Present your partner with options. You know what I'm saying? Don't give them a confined, what they call ultimatum, because it's still kind of that control thing right there, and that's what you're trying to avoid, right? And this is you trying to get yours. Definitely give them the free pass thing. Definitely throw the free pass thing in the air. If not, the swingers options. Okay, make sure you consider that. Yeah, you can do what I'm doing too. Don't never confine that, because at this, yeah, you run right up that control tree branch. It ain't go. Or your partner might have somebody that have been flirting with them that they can go and smash too. Or if you got one of them genuinely family-oriented partners, man or woman, fellas, y'all too especially. If you got one of them genuinely family-oriented women and you know she ain't got no side dip, because even if one had flirted with her, she didn't brush her off because she literally be doing her, okay? In this scenario, make sure you present them with options and openness, because you don't want them to lose that motivation to be family-oriented. Unless it just don't matter to you, then okay. But otherwise, make sure you don't lose that. Don't bruise your support system. Ring or no ring, do not lose trust in your support system. Your dude might not even want a side, your dude might not even want a side chick, depending on how your fling is. You know what I'm saying? Gifting you, if they gift, if your fling is gifting you, I don't know. Your dude might take a PS5 or a good DLC for real, for real. Some dudes is easy to satisfy. Like,
Wait, he got to tell people he bought me a DLC. I can rock with that.
your girl might not want a boyfriend number two if you present the option. Some women to be cool and cordial enough to make little some women be cool enough to just like make little weekly obligation agreements that she ain't got to do no more, because you now have another chick that's supposed to, you know what I'm saying, kind of cover her ass a little bit. But nonetheless, don't make this a double inconvenience for them. Your chick might say something like, well, she got to make all 3 of your meals for the next week. You might want to pass up on your fantasy. But it depends on your partner. And if you are one of them folks that has a king or queen that's willing to support you enjoying a fantasy, willing to let the stripper give you a live dance, willing to let you get a tap that ass pass at the bachelor party before the wedding, whatever you do, do not leave them feeling left out, disregarded, or cheated. Not a word, sit a little harder, though. Especially if they supporting your happiness more than the average partner will in this generation. Don't leave your own squad, your own kingdom out. It's always a bad move. Ring or no ring. In conclusion, because I'm rambling, marriage is confinement. Confinement leads people to wanting liberation, make them want to break out. Cheating is pretty much just a person chasing fantasy, most of the time. Instead of confining our partners from their fantasy world, we could be a part of it with them, walk through it with them, make sure they keep their fantasy separated from reality and don't get lost in it, and gain the experience on the way. If your partner gets to a point, if your partner is one of them, they get to a point where they cannot separate their fantasy from y'all reality and y'all kingdom, you got to love them enough to leave them there and walk away. You know what I'm saying? Let them stay where they want to be at, because that's where they're happiest at, if that's really where they're happiest at. Because enabling is just as bad as disabling. I feel like we need to cancel domestic deception, because none of us really like the perception. I feel like we all need to start promoting honesty, openness, and unconditional love. Kind of how they did in the 70s and the 80s, but safer. Love is not supposed to stop, block, or hinder what's good for you. Love is supposed to grow things and flow through, just like Slik'Pooh.